Record. Awesome. All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome back again for the last session. My name is Dylan Chunhachat. I'm a freelance illustrator and concept artist. You don't need to know the rest. Chelsea, published illustrator, business artist from LA, currently at DreamWorks Animation. Caroline Cho, Titmouse background designer.
You don't need to say anything else.
Yeah. Camille will be here soon, Vistep artist, motion designer at Sony. Oh, Camille's here? Awesome.
Yep.
And Alex, are you reviewing or no? Well, Alex is here. Alex liked to paint, so that's his title.
I might chime in. We'll see.
And then Michelle's joining us, right?
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, background artist, animator, Naughty Dog, Shadow Machine. Awesome. All right, who else? Eham, Art Center, Impetus, Riot, Tencent. Everybody caught up. We got credentials.
Oh,
you
Ian
understand?
too.
Like,
Ian. What about Ian?
is Ian here?
Ian's here.
Yeah.
It's the whole crew.
Ian's like, no, it's all good. Background painter at Titmouse, concept artist, Riot, The Mill, Aquatic Moon. You guys can trust us, all right? There's a lot of...
We all know what
we
we're
are
doing.
actually an art, like we know a little bit about this kind of thing. All right, let's move on. First up, we have Ananya Srinasavan. Are you here? You can speak. Yes, no. If you don't have a microphone, just type in the chat. And if you are...
If Ananya's not here, we're skipping. We're gonna give 3, 2,
1. All right, let's move on. Gina, are you here?
I am here.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Gina, you're always lurking in every chat, and I see you like deafen, and it's like, are you listening to any of this? But
you.
we made it. Hi, Gina.
Yes. Hi. Thank you all for doing this. I know you're all exhausted. It's really
okay.
cool.
This is the thing I've been looking forward to.
I
the
enjoy
most.
this, yeah.
Okay, good. I am also.
Yeah. So you are interested in character design, background design?
Yes, I am interested in VizDev and background design and paint. But yeah, in VizDev, like I love characters. I want to do more props. But yeah, I'm kind of a generalist, I guess. Yeah, just any feedback.
Which is, I mean, that's what VizDev is gonna be, but
yeah,
generally we
so
like to...
I just graduated this past May. The 201 was my thesis project, and now I'm working on a new personal project, which was that really short page, The Last Bat Spirit, which is very much a work in progress. But I did want to include it to show that I am actively working and not doing nothing.
Cool.
Yeah.
I like the organization here. I like that you just say project and then the name of the project. And this is...
Dylan, Hang said to scroll slower, please.
Oh, I'm just looking at everything. We're not talking about the individual work yet. I'm just kind of seeing what's here. We're going to talk about the presentation first, then we'll get into like the actual artwork and how we can improve, right?
Sounds good. Yeah, I don't know if it's too big, if there's too many sections, too much work.
It's a lot of work.
Wait. Can you stop on that girl with the phone?
The girl with the phone.
Is that Killua up there earlier?
Ha.
Oh my god, it's
Hunter
Killua
x
and
Hunter.
Bob.
Here we go.
Yes.
The girl with the phone, Chelsea?
Is that from an album cover?
Yes, it is.
Is that the starting line?
Yes, it is.
I love the starting
This is
line. I was
Seinfeld.
obsessed with them in
freaking
high
love
school.
them too. Yeah,
is
I never
Seinfeld.
left my emo phase. Believe it or
Yeah,
not.
dude, same.
Cool
And you
stuff.
can tell from my the 201 project. This is all about emo.
Okay, and there's NDA work here, and you gave us a password, but because this is live,
Yeah, I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
it's,
I'm not clicking on.
it's
I
easy to look
opened
at.
it
It's
personally.
not
I
like
clicked on it and I looked at it, and I actually think your personal work is better. So
yeah, thank you. That was like a little freelance gig I got through my thesis panel. I was severely underpaid for both designs and painting it, but it gave me something to put on my resume besides Starbucks.
Yes.
Which is
Yeah.
I was happy about.
Yeah,
That's why I did it. Yeah.
Picture, short bio.
Yes.
Camille went to Parsons, didn't she?
Oh.
Really?
Yes, I did.
I feel like I never really meet many people in the industry that went to Parsons because they didn't really have an animation program, so a lot of it was me just directing myself. I was self-taught, I guess, in that sense because there were no Viz Dev or background design classes.
Yeah.
And the foundational courses honestly weren't that strong either. So. Yeah, art school, fun stuff.
What do you guys think about @dot?
I'm not a fan.
I know why it's there, but
yeah, I was told so like you don't get spam bots, whatever.
That's what I was told too, and
Yeah.
I don't really get any spams.
honestly, I get a lot of spam, so
Really?
I understand why
I
that's
do
there.
too. I'm not
Oh.
sure how much of a difference it makes. I mean, it all goes into your spam folder, right?
I guess.
Most
yeah. I
of
mean, I
it.
have the
This
mail
is a
button.
school website. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
hate
minor thing. Consider it. You can test it out, see what happens. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't hate it,
normally.
but I would rather not. But up to you.
No.
No
Harder
big
to
deal.
copy and paste. That's
Yeah, no, it's.
Yeah.
I never see a point of the mail button just because like it opens up Outlook, and
Yes,
when
and
I don't use it.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Got it.
All right, let's
But yeah,
talk
this is
about
what I'm working on now.
the work.
Very messy. Not much of a story yet, but I'm onto something. I'm getting there.
Yeah, that's VizDev. It's okay.
Yes. And this was my thesis project.
It's cool. A lot of personality.
Thank you.
I mean, you got everything. Like, you check all the boxes in terms of what to include.
Yeah, and you also have this thing that, like, I've seen with a few of the people that we mentored too. Like, you have like a cool factor going in your work, like it's. I can tell that it's.
Yeah, you can't
it's
teach
you. Yeah, and this is the kind of stuff that is like, this is gonna make you stand out to the studios. Is that like you have a voice. So that's actually, I feel like, harder to get than the foundation. So
Yeah, foundation's pretty straightforward. Like, we already know how to teach that. We've been doing it for centuries, right?
Yeah.
But the story that you tell, that's something that's personal.
Thank you. That's reassuring. It's something I always like worried about.
Yeah,
I
you
just
definitely
kind
got
of,
it.
I don't really have a set style, so I always kind of have like an internal crisis over that. But I try to embrace it now because I like trying different things
Yeah.
and whatnot.
BizDev people, take it away. I'm gonna sit back on this one.
I also want to say there's a couple people in the chat that are saying that there's a really bad echo. Make sure that you guys mute the stream.
Oh yeah, if you're looking at the stream, at the bottom right, there's a volume, and just lower the volume on the stream. I really like these illustrations, like really good style, really clean.
Thank you.
It's very finished as well.
Do you think it's worth keeping like a personal page, like this page?
Yeah, definitely. But maybe put something else up first. Like, this is not as strong as some of the other ones. I like this page. This is nice. This is nice. This is nice. Even this, like, I know it's fan art, but your style is coming through.
Well executed.
Yeah, it's well executed, right. It's starting to be a lot, maybe.
Yeah, like those are studies that the last three were like
Right.
film studies. So I was also going to ask that. I mean, I've been considering taking them out anyway because I think it is too long.
Yeah, maybe cut the last three, or even this fourth one.
Yeah.
And it's not because it's bad, but like, if you didn't have anything else, sure, but you clearly have better work up
Yeah.
here. So I don't think it's helping much.
Yeah.
So I would cut. And would you guys cut this one too?
The top one, yeah, because I think there's better like illustration
These are so
work.
much better. Like, really cool stuff. Let's look at this stuff. So this is the work in progress one. Let's talk about it a little bit. I mean, it's heading in the right direction. You're doing all the exploration. There's definitely, you're varying up the different body types, and you're exploring different ideas. That's good. You understand the pipeline. Is this 3D?
No.
It looks 3D. That's cool.
Thank you. Yeah, I've been doing like exploratory stuff for like weeks now because I've kind of been procrastinating. Yeah, I get like overwhelmed. Like I'm good at doing exploratory stuff, but then when it comes down to like doing a story moment, which I don't have much experience doing yet, I get kind of overwhelmed because there's obviously a lot you have to keep in mind. But yeah, I'm working on it.
You know who's really good? I'm gonna pull up Luke.
Oh yeah, bring Luke's work out.
Luke's still in school, right? Or did he just graduate?
He's still in school.
His, like, these mood painting.
Are you? I can't see it on your screen, Dylan.
Oh, I am not.
Oh wait, I think I might have just seen it.
Got you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Luke is in the Netherlands, and he's still in school.
Yeah, but like does really, it's simple stuff, right? But they just execute it so well, and just finding a story in the moment that you think might be important to the story, and like you have like, clearly they have stories and what their interests are and what are the things they're going to be doing. And I guess it's a different skill set than designing because it's a little bit more like an illustration.
Yeah.
You don't need it necessarily in your portfolio. Like, especially starting out, you're not really going to be doing a lot of that. It's mostly going to be like production work like this. So you got that covered. But if you are trying to make a better portfolio, add some of that story moment. I mean, you have it going, right?
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna try.
This is 2020. You got better.
Yeah, that was
2021 is a lot better than 2020.
I hope, and I'm hoping the next one is better. But yeah, the Shining one was from my junior year. That was the first, like, my first attempt at doing anything biz dev.
Right now, like, leave it in, but once you finish this new project, you might want to consider just getting rid of it because it's not as good.
Yeah, I agree.
And also, you have so much work. Like, you don't need fluff, right? Like, don't worry about trying to put as many things as possible.
It's going to make it so much stronger, too, when you cut.
Yeah.
For me, there's something... Like, there's this, like, really, like, a lot of playfulness in that project with the characters that I don't see as much in the environment, that I kind of wish was more pushed in the environment.
Yeah.
I guess this is just me, like, nitpicking a bit, but, like, I just see all this, like, lovely character work, and I definitely think you could be pushing, like, the shapes of, like, when I look at that, like, the lamp or the fish tank, like, it's not kind of, it's just like a normal fish tank, but in your other stuff, it's like skewed, it's like off a little bit, like even your skateboards, right? Like they're kind of like wonky, like, and I think it'd be nice to have some of that, but like keep some of the realism in your backgrounds. But like, I don't know, I think there's just like some more playfulness in the characters that I think could be in the room.
Yeah, I think
I totally agree.
I'm gonna, like, the content is there, but maybe visually, like, design it a little bit more, right? Don't just use a regular basket, not just a regular shelf, not a regular fish tank. Like, there's so many different types, right? Like, think about what that says about the character. And like you've done a lot already with like the decoration, like the different poster and all that stuff. Like, yeah, that shows a lot about the character that lives here. But maybe there could be more about their choice of the things that are normal, like the fish tank or the drawer set.
No, yeah, I totally agree. This is a few months old, but yeah, looking at it now, I can definitely see where I can play around more, and give it more personality. Because looking at it now, it's very stiff to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I took a break after college because I was tired. So going forward, I'm definitely gonna.
I took a
try.
break because tired. That makes a lot
Yes,
of sense.
Yeah.
Just give me a month to not do anything.
Yep.
I think for the skate park too, it looks to me really, because of how you did the lines, it's very pristine. When you think about skate parks that you've been to, they, I don't know, maybe go to nice ones, but the ones I've seen don't look this nice.
Yeah,
so think about the structure of like how it would be worn down and chipped in areas and stuff like that.
Yeah. It's very good advice.
I can jump in.
Go for it.
I have seen your work before, Gina. I think that we did the Karen Kuo thing. Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice to see you again.
Good to see you too.
Yeah, I mean, my impression of your work is the same. Like, I think you have a lot of great work. There's a lot of potential, and I think you're hitting all the right marks for the job you want. I think at this point, what's important is to like really laser focus on the things you want to improve on. Like Dylan already touched on some design things, and so did Alex. Maybe that's like what you spend the next few months on, just like figuring out ways to push your composition and design, because you already have the work ethic clearly to put together full projects. So now I think it's about just pushing other aspects of your work to support, the full portfolio.
For sure. Thank you.
I agree.
That's really good advice, and I'm definitely going to be just hunkering in on that for the next few months.
Color, Chelsea, you want to talk about color a little bit?
Let me look. It's getting a tiny bit muddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've gotten that several times.
Are you putting like multiply layers on top?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
and
why.
It uses a lot of color, in the shadows. Like I know it should not.
You know what? Though,
so, what my advice for that is like if you are using the multiply layer, like be very careful about how you use it, and then the general rule with lighting is just kind of like if it's warm light, then you're gonna get cool shadows, or if it's cool light, you're gonna get warm shadows, and kind of just like when you're doing lighting, just keep that in mind. And like that one with the diner, like I think you could go, if you go back up, Dylan.
There's a diner here.
Keep going up.
This one?
Yeah, that one. The lighting's super warm, and I want to see the shadows cooler, just to kind of contrast that. And you could also put like some like light abrasion on the edge of the shadow too, to give it that kind of like nice warm pretty feel. But yeah, I mean, I think that's the main thing that I'm seeing with the color.
All right.
Good.
Your characters are awesome.
Yeah, I notice it's usually like you're either good at drawing or good at painting, and it's not a lot of people are really good at both.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I enjoy doing both, so I'm glad.
Okay, anything else? Anybody want to? It's a good portfolio, so there's not a lot to say. But
no, this was funny.
Yeah.
This
Color,
has been a lot.
And push
like
the
Camille
design,
said.
the shapes a little bit more.
Yeah, just fine tune some things.
And cut out some of the old stuff for like the personal work.
Yeah. I definitely will. Thank you all so much. This has been really great, and I really appreciate it again. I hope you guys get some good rest after tonight.
Thanks.
And honestly, Gina, about the story moment things, honestly, you can even just take one of those like sketches of your skateboarders, like just one of them, of like in the air, put a background there, make the lighting kind of cool,
Yeah.
show off the character, and there you go. You got a story moment. Like,
Yeah, that's very true. Really good.
Cool.
All right. Thank you very much,
Thank you.
Gina.
Thank you guys so much.
sick.
Okay, who's next?
Kelsey and
Hello.
McDougal.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
All right.
Also, do you guys want me to put the portfolio links in the chat? Is that okay? Like, if anybody wants to look up the portfolios.
You know what?
themselves.
After all of this, I'll put everybody's portfolio.
Okay, let's do
Just
that.
to make it easy so we can
Okay.
do this quickly. Oh, so happy. Is that a what is this? Is it
That's a
cockroach?
bug. I can't tell you which type. Sort of made up. Yeah.
Oh, this is so
That's
real.
so cool.
Oh yeah, I took
Wow.
I just graduated in 2019 from a small illustration program, and we did a whole class on sculpture.
Awesome.
Wait, these are so cute. Not this guy. He's kind of scary.
Yeah, that was a commission.
They're so happy.
Thank you.
Everybody's happy.
It's always really refreshing to me to see editorial portfolios. It just feels very like
Yeah.
wholesome.
All right.
Oh yeah, my specialization at school was children's books, and I've sort of
okay.
recently, in the last year, started doing background painting, and that's sort of my focus. So all my background painting work is pretty much just from the last year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Children's book is hard to get into.
Yeah.
Good contact page. Good about page. Very short.
God, everybody
Are you
today is
part of,
doing great.
SEEWI?
Wait, sorry, I think I cut you off, Michelle. What did you
that's
say?
cool. Kelsey, are you part of SEWI?
SEWI?
Just
No.
What's SEWI?
That's a society of children's book writers and illustrators.
Oh,
something
I'm
like
in
Oh.
Canada, so there is a different one in
okay.
Canada.
that. Oh,
I
okay.
go to the meetings, but you can't be a member unless you have a couple books published,
Oh.
and I haven't been published yet.
Okay. Well, for anyone who wants to do children's book stuff in like the US, there's this like society that you can look at for resources and stuff for that kind of.
Okay,
They're
cool.
kind of
I'll look it up.
pricey, if I remember correctly. 'Cause I think, for the Society of like Children's Book Illustrators, I remember
Yeah.
looking at the membership and I was like, damn.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about the work. Background paintings, character design. Are you still trying to get children's book work?
I think it's sort of been on the back burner, but I do want to get back into it. Like that was all my traditional stuff from school, and
Okay.
ideally, like I do want to, but for some reason, last year I've just really loved digital painting, and so I've
Yeah.
just been really focused on getting better at doing studies and doing proper like digital painting.
Yes. I was just gonna say if you're not, just get rid of this section. But if you are, then I guess it's gonna have to stay. You guys want to talk about these backgrounds? Caroline,
Huh?
anything to say about the background? Ian,
I mean,
all you
the
background
colors are-
designers and painters, help me out.
Our resident
I like-
BG
I like-
painter
Well,
designers.
you're moving so fast, I don't even know which one you're talking about.
Oh, okay. Which one do you want me to talk about?
Well, I guess the
Oh, no.
first one.
What the?
I guess for the first background, I'm not really sure. Well, the colors are nice, but design-wise, it feels a little bit boring because it's just like It's kind of just
it's
road.
pretty straightforward. And compare that to like some of these are a lot more interesting.
I really like the one that looks like Hilda.
That is from I did it based on Hilda. I love that.
Like design-wise, that one's like a lot more interesting than the first one, and the colors are really nice, and the values as well are like a lot more clear.
Which one is it? This one?
Pink one.
Oh.
Color. Oh no, color.
Is this pink? Which one?
That one, the one you just clicked on. You were just on it.
Alright, I don't know.
Have you not watched
that one?
Dylan?
No, I have not.
The color's nice on this
and
one.
And it's also pink, and I can't see pink.
I like the one with the dog a lot.
This is not, I would consider putting some of these first instead of this one.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, some of these
that
look
first
like
one is an older one.
Yeah, it's showing, right?
Yeah.
Some of these are better.
Totally
definitely
remove
better.
it. Yeah.
And also, some of these look like photo studies rather than just like
it's not design.
Like a
right?
design.
It's like a
Okay.
copy.
Yeah.
And maybe separate your like photo studies from what like a designed background would be.
I mean, it is just background paintings, though. So.
Which I get that, but I think it would benefit a lot from. I mean, I know that you're just starting out, so like you're kind of putting everything on here, but it's really beneficial too to have a project. I would really recommend like, coming up with something that you'd like to kind of like explore the world of and create props for it and create backgrounds and, kind of delve into that. Because that is something that studios do want to see. They want to see that you can create a project and you can kind of flesh out a world, which you already you're doing right here in the kitchen. That's cool.
Yeah, that was the sort of beginning of a project, but I always have a hard time. Like I sort of start it and then I have a hard time. Like it feels a bit overwhelming to come up with an entire world. So I think I'm taking a couple classes now to try to get better at that. So hopefully that will get into my portfolio soon.
Cool.
The thing with the tower and the clock thing, I might cut it.
Okay.
Yeah, it feels kind of like a photo study, and I mean it probably is, but there's like also some weird perspective stuff happening.
Okay.
As well, and you have other work there. You have other work that's more interesting.
You have some really strong stuff in here actually that I feel like if you cut the weaker pieces, it would elevate your portfolio so much.
Okay, Which one would you guys cut?
The one Caroline just mentioned, the first one.
This one?
I cut the girl at the window too.
Cut the girl, cut the clock, cut the girl at the window.
Yeah.
The Japanese one, because it's a study. Well,
this one?
that's
I was going to say that one.
And then this one?
No,
leave this one.
Wait, which one are you pointing at? Oh, that one. That one's kind of cool, but it looks also like a study.
It's very much a photo study.
It's weird because some of them is really good and some of them is kind of off.
Well, it's fine. You just have to keep making the good ones.
Just only do good stuff.
Well, I mean, they're able to hit it. She's able to hit the quality, like that quality, just gotta keep doing it. It's not
I feel like I have been replacing a lot of my art recently. Like all the ones you're pointing out are definitely older.
Okay. So the more you make, then you'll just keep replacing them. Right. And don't be afraid to take them out now. Like it just looks better already.
Yeah.
You just cut because you have enough of the other ones, I think. So. Character design's cool. Do more.
Yeah, maybe more variation.
It's pretty solid, pretty polished.
The turn's pretty nice too. Like it's maintaining the volume.
Yeah.
Pretty well.
This is so nice.
Cute.
Yeah, really cute. Oh
yeah, that was for a project. Like that was actually a job I got.
Is this one older?
I think so, yeah.
See, you're getting better.
Wait, Dylan,
the new stuff is better.
Dylan, I think your mouse is not on the things that
Are you watching Kat's and not mine?
I'm watching
Am
yours.
I clicking on this one? Is my mouse?
Wait.
Your cursor is... Chelsea's right. Your cursor is like kind of...
Okay. All right. I will make sure to click on it then.
Yeah, don't hover because it's not corresponding
I'm
on
sorry.
the screen.
Is this one older?
That one's older.
Yeah. We can kind of tell you're getting better. The newer stuff is looking better. So I guess, I mean, just a matter of making more. And then the things we talked about, like perspective, you know, making sure you get that correct. If anything that a background artist needs to know is perspective. It's going to be a lot of buildings, a lot of streets, a lot of cities.
Yeah, I'm taking a perspective class now.
Yeah.
So
perfect.
Yeah.
You're on the right track.
You guys want to talk about her color or something to...
Well, I want to say, like, don't feel bad if you cut a lot and you're only, like, left with 5 pieces, because it's better to have less pieces that are stronger than more pieces where it's, like, a mix.
Yeah, that applies to everybody. Anything else? You guys getting tired? Come on.
I think the only thing I would say about color is something similar that I said about the last portfolio. Just your color is actually really nice. I like it a lot, but just be aware, like the one at the pool, I love the color scheme on that. But just remember that, like, because I feel like the entire painting is warm, just remember like when it's warm lighting, the shadows are going to be cool because your shadows are also warm.
Yeah. Okay.
So just keep in mind like that rule, and it'll make it look more real. But yeah, your color palettes are really pretty.
Thank you.
All right. Anything else? I want to give her some good critique.
Move on, maybe.
Pardon?
I think we
can move on to the next one.
Yeah, we're going really long, Dylan. We got a lot of people.
Dylan!
All right.
Thank you guys so much. It's really helpful.
Thank you for submitting.
Thanks for doing
thank you.
It's a really organized website, by the way.
I really,
thank you. It, but it's because everything, they're exactly where they're supposed to be. So
it's super easy to look at.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Cool.
Thank you, Kelsey.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Marie Trias.
Hello.
Hello.
Marie, also interested in animation, right?
Yes.
Oh, that's cool.
Ew.
I like this presentation.
Yeah, these are
pretty
nice.
Clean and pretty.
That film looks familiar. It's the San Jose State with shoot, I forgot the artist. I remember
This one?
Yeah, the Carew film.
Oh, it's a video.
San Jose. Yeah. Well, maybe not watch the whole thing, but.
I'm not.
That's cool. I like that there's a template.
Sketchbook. Oh.
I didn't really know how to organize that page, so it kind of just feels like a dump of all kinds of stuff to me.
Yeah, it's not bad. At least you put the stuff that looks similar together.
Dylan, what's your opinion on figure drawing in the portfolio? We've talked about.
We kind of talked about this before. I don't know if you were here, but we think that it hurts more than it helps when it comes to figure drawings or any kind of sketches, really. Like Ian kind of mentioned this, that your portfolio should just be your best work that shows what you're really, really good at. And I know, like, recruiters and other artists, they'll tell you, like, you gotta have this, you gotta have a turnaround.
Also, like I know for a fact, because I used to apply to it, the Nick Artist program, they're like, you must have figure drawings in your portfolio, you must have animal drawings. And I remember when I read that, when I was applying, I was like, oh, gotta go draw some animals. And then I went and I drew animals.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean that the drawings are gonna come out good.
If it's not your strong point, it's only gonna bring the level of the portfolio down. So I would consider not having them, or if you do have them, make sure it's really good stuff.
I honestly think
I like these sketches. These animal sketches are not bad, so I'm okay with these. But the figures and the portraits, I mean, I'm glad you're doing them. You should definitely be doing them, but maybe leave them off of the portfolio. And like, especially like all this other work is pretty good already.
And also, you didn't put on your application, you didn't say that you're interested in characters, so just the figure drawings aren't necessary.
Yeah, that's more like if you're really going to be doing a lot of characters. Graphic design, interesting. Are you working as a graphic designer right now?
Yeah, currently, just as like a part-time thing.
Okay.
Like ultimately, I don't think I want to be like graphic designer like long term in the future. But I kind of just kept it in there for like side jobs.
Right.
This is something that also, like, I remember when we were looking at Camille's portfolio, she had a lot of motion design in it. I don't know, maybe if you want to talk about that, Camille.
Yeah, for sure. I can totally talk about that. So for a while, I was juggling both things. I was trying to get work as a motion designer, which is pretty close to graphic design in a lot of ways. And I was also trying to get work in biz dev. So ultimately, I decided to have 2 separate portfolios, so that way I could apply to each job with a specific set of work that doesn't confuse people. You know, I think it's important to have all of your work that you think is good up and everything, but it does confuse art directors sometimes, especially if you're trying to get like agency work. That really confuses them, because they have a hard time even looking at art in general. You know, they just don't understand it. So I think if they're looking at somebody like you, who clearly has a strong skill set in both areas, they may be confused about where to place you. So that would be my suggestion. If you can, you know, have enough work to fill out two websites, then that would be, you know, my suggestion.
I agree.
Okay.
Yeah.
You guys want to talk about so are you trying to get like visual development work, or are you more specific with like only background, or only just general viz dev is what you're aiming for?
Yeah, general viz dev, but I do, but yeah, I like visual development, but like I do like background work. I guess. I'm definitely not a character person for sure.
Yeah. Okay.
I feel like your stuff has a lot of mood in it, which is cool. Are you interested in color keys or stuff like that?
Yeah, I think like out of everything, color is probably like my favorite thing. It's like sometimes it's even like a problem where I feel like I almost jump to the color too fast. You know,
that's what
a lot of people have trouble with that, right?
And the design.
If you find yourself doing that, you should definitely lean into it. The way that, because I do primarily like color and lighting keys now, and the way to get into that is just like fully lean into your color and light, like
this kind of stuff, and go all the way with it.
And like I even like the job that I got, I had production work in my portfolio, but my illustrations are what got me the job, because they saw that I did a lot of color and lighting. So I mean, I've read where people say like don't put illustration in your portfolio, but if your illustrations are demonstrating what the job needs as far as the color, then like go all out, like do really great like color keys and just like lean into it. I was talking to Alex about this actually, because Alex is really interested. I don't even know if he's in this chat anymore. But Alex Henderson, he was really interested in doing color keys, and I told him, like, because he's doing like a painting a day right now, and I was like, just do a ton of color studies. But at the same time, like, if you want to be doing color and lighting keys, you're also going to have to do like the regular viz dev work. So you will have to know perspective, you will have to know design. Like, your specialty would then mostly become like background and environment design. So the foundation is really important.
What did you do in this project right here?
Oh, it's like one of the backgrounds in the last third of the film.
So these two backgrounds, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Burns nice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's like DreamWorks recruiters especially.
What can we do to help with these backgrounds? Like, what can we do better?
I think there needs to be more of them.
Do more?
Yeah, just do more.
And
do a lot.
Anything about the lighting?
Some of these you could push. Like when you squint, I feel like your lights could go lighter, and your values are kind of all, like, in some of them anyway, your values kind of all like similar.
Yeah, especially like this last one's getting a little washed out. And be mindful of like what's dark and what's light.
Like foreground, middle ground, background.
Do you know like what like a no-tan study is?
Yeah, that's the black and white.
Yeah.
Right?
When you do those, it's really gonna help you, like, when you're designing a composition, you'll learn how to be more decisive about the value, about what you want to keep dark and what you want to keep light. And the reason why that's important is because that's how a lot of us, like, our eyes will see values first, right? So we want to make sure that that's a lot, that the black and white read is clear and that statement is really important. So you want to be able to establish, because like when I look at these sometimes it's like, is the chair in the light or in the dark? Like, I'm not really sure. Is it even in the shadow or is it lit? Oh, the bottom left one.
Bottom left one, okay.
Right. So like the environment is kind of, there's a lot of really nice colors everywhere, but they're not really consistent. So just paying more attention to your value and your lighting. That's what I would suggest. Your paint application is really well though. Like, I really like your brush strokes. And I don't know, like there's this texture you throw on top of everything. It helps, like definitely.
Watercolor paper.
Yeah.
I feel like it's like, oh, sorry, go on.
You want to talk about the background, Caroline?
Oh, well, it was just like a lot. I noticed that a lot of artists these days are slapping a noise layer on top of all their stuff.
Oh yeah.
It seems to be very in right now, but I like this feels similar, but since it's different, it's like a nice twist on that. You know?
Yeah.
I was actually just telling Dylan about that like a couple days ago. Because I've been putting noise layers on like all my stuff for a really long time, but I mean the trajectory of my own work has been like very graphic to now I'm getting a lot more painterly, and I realized the more painterly I got when I would slap a noise layer on top of the painterly, that it started to get really busy. So it actually worked better for the graphic stuff. So like that's just kind of a lesson in like the noise layer, if people are using it, like it's not always gonna help.
Yeah.
It depends on what the piece is.
Well, Lydia Chen and Felicia Chen seem to make it work, even though their stuff is very painterly and not that big. It's gorgeous.
I'll talk about the design a little bit here. This is pretty nice, and you pay a lot of attention to the things that go into here, but I would consider more like having a focal point in the room, and the moment you place like 2 of the same size objects in the space like this, they're going to start to compete with each other. But if you have to, like if this story tells you that there has to be 2 beds, you might want to consider moving like other objects and stacking them next to another one and grouping them with a bigger object that might turn it into, like break the shape up into, like either combine them into a bigger shape or break it into smaller shapes. But right now they're kind of doing exactly the same thing, so be careful.
Something else, call outs for like your reference, like what reference.
Yeah, like these are like
rugs, like
when we look at this, everything is so small. Yeah, like just calling them out and making them bigger so we can see more. That would be helpful too.
Like texture call outs for the 3D artists and stuff. That's one big 10. Also watch your ellipses.
Yeah, ellipses. Perspective, again. Perspective is so important, you guys. It's in everything, like these tables, the little wheels. Right?
Right. I think we should move on to the next one now, maybe?
Yeah, we're going over time.
Are you guys getting tired? I feel like everybody's going kind of quiet today.
Yes, I need this bed.
Let's step it up, you guys. Like, come on, like the more you contribute, the faster this will go. Marie, thank you very much.
So much.
Hope that was
Thank
helpful.
you, Marie.
Yeah. And the website's really organized. I like that. Contact page is simple, straightforward. Awesome.
Okay, next is
Anja Thompson.
Is it Anya?
Anya.
How do you say your name?
Anya.
Anya, like it's a Y.
Anya, got it. Cool.
Portfolio. Oh, nice. Concept.
Oh, wait, I had a comment on the painting, because I looked at this a little bit before, the actual pink one.
Is this pink?
Pink paint. Oh, sorry. Damn it. I guess like your light. I think I remember there's something about your lighting.
Yeah, it's not really clear where the light's coming from right now.
Yeah, and also the shelves are like really close to the window. Like, I think there should be more space because I don't think anyone would put shelves that close where it's like blocked.
Yeah, just be careful with this kind of stuff.
The shelves are also really big.
Scale.
Really, like, yeah, there's like some scale stuff. Your doorknob is really high as well.
If you look at your door right now, everybody look to like where you're sitting. The doorknob is on the lower half of the door, not the upper half.
See that now.
Yeah.
That's something that like we don't even think about.
We don't think about it. We're just like, oh, there's a door. Let's just,
the
knob is in the middle. It's not. It's in the
Gotten
lower
a bunch
half.
of notes on doorknobs at work. Now I know.
No. These are super cute.
I really like these. Yeah, like all the ideas here are really cool. There's a finish here. Yeah.
Cool.
Yay.
Make it bigger. I really like this. I feel like you're hiding it a little bit when you make it small, so maybe make this one a little bit bigger than the other ones.
Okay.
Just so, just like the background here. Or I mean, I guess it is when you click on it. I also don't really know, because they're both on like white backgrounds.
Where one ends.
There's 3 images here, and I don't know which one starts, which one ends. So when I click on this, I expect it this one to get bigger as well. So just maybe just drop it in a little bit of a background, maybe, just so I can tell a little bit more, or combine them into a page where it's easier to see. But once I click on it, it looks great. And I love these sketches are really nice.
Just one quick thing about the sketches. If you can go back to them. Like one easy thing to make sketches pop off, like pop out a little bit more, is just to like fill them in with like a light gray, so that you can pop this in silhouette.
I'm going to show you what I did with mine. I have a project that I didn't finish, so I kind of just filled them in. Let me see.
Yeah, you don't even need to use multiple values. It's more so that like this. I can see the separation between like the canvas and like the actual.
Yeah, like itself. These. See, I didn't fill these in a lot, but I just fill the white in so they pop out from the background a little more.
It's really easy. It's super. You can do like super quickly. It adds so much. Like it gives the sketches so much more presence on the screen.
Yeah.
Just like one quick thing.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I agree. That would really help.
Right, there was another pink thing I just remembered. The one from pink.
The one from where?
The pink one that you can't see.
This one?
Yeah. The light, like, I just remembered the light. You can't see my cursor. There's the light on the back wall. I'm not really sure where it's coming from. I think that entire back wall.
Like, yeah. I know you guys can't see my cursor, but the shadow that goes from the ceiling to the door that cuts across that turtle.
Yeah, the giant triangle.
Yeah, it doesn't really make sense because the light, I assume the light's coming from the window. So if it's coming from the window, the shadow's not gonna be shaped like that.
This is like, you know, like when you play video games and the 3D is done badly and there's light bleeding through the ceiling.
I would recommend doing lighting studies, like from life. Plein air is so helpful, especially if you want to get into backgrounds, because that's a big part of it. Is
a lot of these, like the colors are really nice, but I don't really get the sense of the lighting.
I mean, it's there, but I can tell that you don't fully understand it, and that's something that is like they're going to be able to tell that you don't fully understand it from your portfolio, and that's part of the job. So you want to make sure that your work demonstrates that you get it.
You have the sensibilities, but I don't think you understand the logic between how light interacts with form. And, you know, that's not super hard to patch up. You just need to, like, take like a color and lighting course. It's super simple. But it's stuff like, if you go into the very first painting, for example.
This one.
So like just off of like the colors, I would imagine this is like something that would be happening at noon, right? But if it was happening at noon, the sun would be right above us, meaning that the pillar wouldn't be casting such a long shadow. You know, it's stuff like that. That's why this one looks a little odd to us.
And there's also like the main post. What is this thing called?
The mast?
It's called pillar.
On a boat, what is it called?
Is it a mast? Am I wrong?
I don't know. This giant stick on a boat right here. It has like a lot of things here have shadows, but there's like some other elements here, like these things that go across and they don't have any shadows. So there's an inconsistency, and it kind of throws us off, and it makes the piece look not believable. This is a nice.
The colors are really nice in this.
The mood is nice, but I just would focus more on like making things feel like they exist in this environment a little bit more. And it's the same thing we talked about in this one, like just make sure that your shadows and your lighting is logical as well.
Also, you'd expect.
Whoa. Oh, did you draw this?
Yeah.
It's nicely drawn.
Yeah, this is really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you guys move it up?
Yes,
Yeah, I
definitely.
totally would.
Right?
Yeah.
This is really good.
Best pieces at the top.
Yeah, move this to the top.
I think it was mostly low because it was so different from other stuff.
Yeah, it is
Oh,
different from the
yeah.
other stuff. You're right.
I think it's okay for now though, because like
can
while
move
you're
it
still
higher.
working.
Yeah,
Also,
maybe
it's
higher.
stronger than a lot of your other stuff. It doesn't necessarily have to be at the top.
What is this mermaid girl doing?
It's part of the film. It's a mermaid in a fish tank.
There's like 3 versions of this.
Dylan like can't stand mermaids, so
No,
ignore him.
don't tell him that. I don't have any problem with people putting mermaids. No, that's a personal thing. I'm not gonna make her take off a mermaid. From the
I'm
portfolio.
kidding.
I do feel like the mermaid paintings are definitely not as strong as your other paintings. I really like the marsh painting actually, the one with like the deers, I think.
This one? Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
unicorns.
That's nice too.
Yeah, this is a really nice, like very
Deer
serene,
corn. Deer.
Yeah, I would move
outdoory painting.
I would move the mermaid ones below that.
Yeah, this one is really nice, and then this one is really nice, and then I like this one, so I would have these
Just
higher.
gotta adjust the lighting and stuff.
Yeah, yeah, and move the mermaids one down, or cut them, because I don't like mermaids. I'm just kidding. Not for that
I
reason.
personally,
No.
I feel like the rendering on the mermaid and like it doesn't really it's the rendering on the mermaid is a little muddy, and so is like a lot of the other stuff in the scene, and I don't know, I feel like basically like the form isn't portrayed very well, and it doesn't reflect very well on like your
Anya,
sounds.
are the mermaids older?
No, but it was for a student film where I was matching someone else's style. So
Oh yeah.
Yeah, maybe that's
yeah.
why.
Yeah, I mean compared to yeah. These are. I mean, I like this too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think if you cut, then
Yeah, I think it would be cool to see some light beams coming from the spotlight, maybe.
especially
Just
because
kinda
we have light on the
brighten
ground,
up the
yeah.
center of the stage a little bit more, so it has like more of a focal point in the center. I think that would be cool.
So those background art first too.
Oh, I see. I see. I
That
see.
makes sense. Okay.
there weren't actually spotlights.
You're
but they
you're
were-
limited. Oh, they did
okay.
the spotlight. Got it. But see, we don't know that when we look at it, so keep that in mind.
It
right?
does say background art for student game,
Well,
but
we just
yeah,
don't know
that's a
that they
good.
add spotlights in the game. But let's cut the mermaid ones.
Yeah.
Just say it for Dylan.
No, don't have any problem with them. Oh, there's a whole project here.
Oh.
Wait, there's more projects.
Oh wow.
Oh,
That's cool.
Wait,
Ooh.
that concept stuff's nice.
these are cool.
It's like an 80s
Oh, these are
game
really
from
cool.
USC.
Homeland.
Feels like a USC game. Oh, it's Digipen.
24-hour animation. You know, I have mixed feelings about 24-hour animation because I did it too, and it was like good experience. It was fun, and the project was cool. But it's like it was done in 24 hours, and I mean, you did pretty good here. You did way better than my team did.
Yeah. This is,
It's
like,
horrible.
pretty
I will never show anybody what I did. But, you know, keep that in mind. Like, this is your portfolio. Are you trying to show something that you did in only 24 hours? Right? Or do you want to show some... Oh, there goes the
That's
spotlight.
cool.
Or do you want to show something that you've spent more time on because it's really important to you, right? Consider that. What's in this portfolio background? Okay, so I was clicking through this section and we missed this whole section at the bottom here. You might want to move the project up because there's more cool stuff here. And I mean, some of these are already...
I'm worried that it wasn't the same level as the portfolio stuff, but maybe I misjudged that.
I mean, some of them are the same stuff as in the portfolio stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff in this project that I wish I saw a little earlier.
I like this project, yeah. That's cool. This one, would you guys leave this in? This one I like. This is,
Yeah.
and I like seeing the application of like what this was used for, because in the other page it was just kind of thing by itself, and I was like, where's the spotlight, right? So now I can see it. Now I know.
I think overall, I would say fundamentals for
Yeah,
the
the lighting thing that we talked about with like the shadows and the light. Yeah. And your drawings look really good already. That's like a lot of people's problem is drawing.
And then scroll up
I'm
back
mainly
to
worried
the.
that I'm very slow at drawing. I suppose I'll get faster if I do it more.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
And then,
Don't worry about speed. Yeah, don't worry about that, because that happens naturally. And same with style and speed. Like, don't think about it.
Right.
It's something that's just gonna happen.
and if you're interested in like visual development, show more of this kind of work. Like these sketches that you have here. I mean, you say you're slow, but I look at these like these
They look
look like you're
fast.
very confident with your drawing ability. Like the ellipses look great.
Thank you. I guess sketches like that are definitely faster.
Yeah, and you can show them for the backgrounds too, right? Like, was this a little thumbnail before? Like, maybe there's some different variations before we got to this point. Because I really like seeing these in your work. Yeah. And just organize it, you know. We're repeating stuff, and then it's funny because this mermaid page is the most organized, but because it's only 4 pieces, it's kind of straight to the point. We know exactly what we're looking at.
Cool. We good?
Is this? Am I going too long? I feel like you guys should say a little bit more. I'm not a background artist, so I don't.
I mean, this is
I
one of those.
I will say
cases.
one quick thing for me personally. You have a really great set of ideas here. I think that's something a lot of people struggle with. Personally, I struggle with like concepts because I'm so focused on fundamentals, but I will also say fundamentals get you jobs.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
I've personally had art directors like, I had an interview with Blizzard, okay, just because of my fundamentals. I clearly have nothing in my portfolio that would be anywhere relevant to Blizzard. But the art director told me that you understand light, you understand values, you understand composition, so that's why we're talking to you.
Yeah.
I'm here to relay a message from Alex. He wants to say that apparently he's in a cafe right now, and he says that he'll cry if someone doesn't say this for him. It's his personal taste, but he thinks the sunset painting with the boat should have purple shadows.
Is it this one?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a
Yeah.
personal thing.
It is a personal thing.
Yeah, you guys can debate about it.
I agree. And it's the same thing.
Purple
with-
shadows because of the warm lighting, right?
Yes. Warm light, cool shadows. Cool light, warm shadows. Just always remember that, everyone.
Let's do Jane's portfolio now.
All right. Anya, thank you.
Thank you, Anya.
Thank you.
Good
Good
stuff.
work.
Thank you.
Yeah, and if you're like doing new stuff, and everybody here, right? Like
Yeah.
that's what the Discord's for. Post work, get some feedback. We'll help you out.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank
Jane.
you.
Hey, if you guys talk more, then I don't have to ramble, right? Because I don't do background, so I'm kind of like looking for things to say, so I don't know what to say.
Well, I think we have someone here, honestly, that like specializes in kind of everything because we have all of us here. So like,
yeah, but it's not me. I don't do this. So take over, please.
You're a good leader, Dylan. You're a good host.
No, but I'll just keep going because I don't know what to say. So if you guys want this to go quickly.
Chelsea, take over. It's colors and it's colors.
Yeah. Jane, good work.
Right.
Also, the same
Jane
thing
here?
because this is live. There's no NDA work to show, but I looked at it personally, and just like I told, was it Gina, that your personal work looks better.
Oh,
so
yeah?
good job. Yeah, what we're
Okay, I
seeing
haven't
here is her
seen the
best work.
NDA, but cool.
That's good to know.
So off the bat, at first glance, I'm feeling like your color's a little muddy. And and I feel like, I mean, like looking at the piece individually, it's like not as bad, but when you put like everything together, it's looking like your dark areas are
Like
getting
some of these, right?
Yeah. And that can help just by like upping the saturation in your shadows a little bit. And maybe like lifting up some of the shadows, like, and I see this with like a lot of people, like be really careful with that multiply layer. It's the easy way of doing shadows, but like sometimes like I won't use multiply, like I will just paint the shadow in because I know exactly what color that I want the shadow to be. So don't feel like you have to always use adjustment layers. Like I really recommend using adjustment layers, but know like how to use them and be careful. The call outs are really cool. The texture call outs that Dylan just looked at.
And the paint application is pretty strong too. Like you're really confident with your strokes and everything's pretty clean. I think that's good. It's just a matter of making sure it doesn't get too muddy.
Right. I want to say something about like the muddy colors. If you can click on the one with the lamp in the middle.
The one with the lamp in the middle.
Yeah, that one. So one big thing why a lot of people's colors tend to get muddy is it's usually because of color temperature. So one easy way you can fix that is to make sure when things are lit by their light sources, it's reflected on, in the color. So what I mean by that is like, have like you see there's the lamp, right? Have like the chair, have like the table, the books, the bed, have like the planes that are facing the lamp be warmer and the planes that aren't like cooler, to make that clear separation. This is facing away from the lamp, so it's cooler. This is facing towards the lamp, so it's warmer. And I think also like, so you have like a window there. I think you can use that to introduce some even cooler colors, like coming from the left side. And I think doing like an easy way to harmonize a scene, because like there's so many different local colors. You got green objects, you got red objects, you got purple objects. It feels a little everywhere, but an easy way to harmonize it all is to use light as like a blanket filter. Everything that's being touched by the lamp is warm. Everything that's being touched by the window, because I assume maybe there's a moon outside, or maybe it's just like the sky. Have everything come in and make everything a lot cooler.
Yeah, I think the muddiness happens, like Ian's saying. You have a cool environment, and the light. I'm echoing. Somebody's echoing me.
Oh, that was Alex. He's at a cafe. So.
Okay. You have a cool background here and a warm lighting, and when you just kind of gradient from warm to cool, that's when it gets muddy, because you're mixing warm with cool.
Because I'm looking at the bed, and obviously in the shadows, maybe it's a little cooler, but in like the more light side on the wrinkles, you could definitely add a lot more like red or orange, and in the bed frame, something that's as reflective as like it looks like copper to me, or brass, that could be a lot more orange or red.
Yeah, and it takes like going into this, and the side that's facing the light make that warm, and the side that's facing away from the light make that cool. And that way they will separate instead of kind of washing a warm color over the cool colors.
Remember that with lighting, it's a science. Like I mean, art is very technical, also, and it's all about like what is facing what. I really do think that your set dressing in this is great. Like it's super interesting. So
yeah, your design is like compositionally, everything is pretty strong. Like I see the focal point right away. It's like some of these are, I know exactly where to look at when I look at these pieces.
The focal point is great.
Yeah, the focal point. Maybe this one, just be careful. You're putting a dark figure on a dark background. You can lighten. It's like a tangent, you know. But
right.
But you clearly understand it here, so I think just be mindful of that.
Okay.
That's cheese right there. You also have a lot here. Some of these feels very quick, and
I would probably split some off into like studies.
Yeah.
And just keep it separate, because you clearly have stuff that's for visual development, but then there are parts that, because they look like more like studies, just separate it.
Yeah, these study ones, put them on another tab or something so it doesn't take away from what's on this page.
I see.
Is this older?
Yeah, this is from... Right.
Yeah, the other stuff is much better. Stuff up here, really good. Yeah, and I mean, you're already putting the best stuff up, so that's good.
Thank you. That's good to know.
Yeah, you can cut. It's like, don't be afraid to cut.
Yeah, there's a lot of work here that I think you can cut. Like you have enough work to cut.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, there's a lot of stuff moving.
Oh wow, these are cool. Are you wanting to do animation?
No, I'm actually in an animation school, but I really want to go into background painting and vid staff. So I'm trying to focus more on the visual side.
Maybe don't include the animation, because you don't want to do it, and I don't think it's really adding much to... Like, the level of animation here as high as the level of the visual development stuff that you have here, so I would just cut it, and unless you're really looking for an animation job or you're open to it. But otherwise, yeah, just focus on VizDev. Yeah, email, picture, little profile. I click on the resume just to make sure they open.
You guys are killing it on the bios, on the about pages. Like everybody has like the same about page, and I love it because it's just like simple and easy.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how good the work is, if they can't reach you, you're not working, right? Yeah, design looks good. I think just the color is something you should be careful of.
And then I would say, like, if you can organize by project, possibly, that might help.
Yeah, maybe. Because there's more than one project here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, consider splitting them up into projects. All right. Good? Are we good, Jane?
Wait, do you...
What's up? Oh, I'm not hearing anything. Is it just me? Oh, no.
Dylan, can you guys hear me?
Can you? No.
Oh, God.
Maybe it's the internet, yeah.
Hello?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, now I can hear you guys again. Sorry about that.
Oh, okay.
Was your
No worries.
internet dying?
I don't think so. I think Discord just gave up on me.
Oh.
Okay,
Your Discord was...
What was the last thing you heard?
The last thing I heard was the animation that I probably can just not include the animation into the website.
Yeah, because your VizDev work is really good already, and I think Chelsea mentioned you should consider splitting them up into projects maybe, because there's multiple projects here. And then Chelsea was saying the contact page is good.
Yeah.
Everybody here so far, like, I can contact you. That's awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
We good?
Yeah.
Moving on. Thank you, Jane.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. This is super helpful. Thank you for doing this.
Of course.
Yeah.
All right. Andrew, you better be here.
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, good. Because
we talked to Andrew.
Yeah, we talked to Andrew and we told him to do this. So
I remember that.
Yeah, he didn't miss it.
Dylan,
Andrew's here.
Yeah, it's your time to shine.
I mean, it's funny because we looked at this already and we talked to him about it already.
Ian hasn't looked at it yet.
In my opinion, these are really good sketches. You're like have really cool concept, really cool design. I would just wish there was a more finished version that I can look at because it's all sketches. Ian, what were you gonna say?
Yeah, I mean, the objective is pretty clear. I think it'd be cool to see like just really anything brought to fruition, like rendered to, or not even rendered, but just like flesh out a project. Because right now all you have is like sketches. So, I'd be hard pressed to say that this is like complete portfolio ready to submit. But I think you're already well aware of that. But yeah, the sketches are good. Exploration's always great. I think at this point it's just work on your fundamentals and start making projects.
Yeah.
And definitely like taken a step back since when most of this was made, because I was trying to get into a concept art school. And yeah, I guess I'm just like I don't know, a little bit stuck at the sketch phase, in part because I'm not trying to go towards illustration, but obviously those skills, like you're saying, need to be there.
Yeah, but they can be learned, so I wouldn't worry about it. And also, when you're designing, like, what are these designed for?
So this was actually kind of sort of consciously like part of a portfolio to apply to a school, but I was really into fashion design at the time, which is sort of what the middle row is kind of more towards. But it's just an exercise, and I was watching a lot of like Feng Zhu tutorials at the time, so it's just that one's kind of miscellaneous.
Yeah, so it's just like little something to practice and. Yeah. Which is, it's good to be doing, and the more you do, the better you get. But as far as a portfolio, I would have more of a goal of like, what is this project? What is the story here? And design for the story. And it'll also help with like decision making, because when you're designing without a goal, you can just keep sketching forever. Like, there's always new ideas, right? And you don't know when to stop. You don't know what's a good idea because there's no prompt. And when you give yourself a prompt, then it's easy to say like if I look at these and I tell you that I need this character to be able to fall from a really high distance and land safely, which one would you pick?
Like, you're asking me right now?
I mean, like, I'm looking at this and like this really fluffy one on the left. Right?
Oh.
As opposed to like some of these other ones that are like harder. Like, because what's
you're
up?
Not hovering. You're not.
Hovering. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, Dylan,
you're.
It's the mouse issue again. We can never see where you're pointing, so just remember.
Well,
that.
okay, the very left one is like made out of circles, and it looked very comfy, right? And compared to some of the like sharp edges and harder one, like there's a purpose to the design, or if you want to give your design a purpose, and it'll dictate what you design, right? But if you're right now, you're just sketching just to to practice and get better, then yeah, that's fine. Like everything here, and you have nice sketches. I like them. Just do more, keep doing more. And
are you trying to get into like games?
I think that's kind of the main interest. Like when I'm sketching without a reference, I definitely tend towards like more cartoony artwork. But yeah, I would like to go more towards game design and maybe film, but more so game design.
Yeah, I think that's something that you can start thinking about because, you know, like Dylan said, you always want to be designing with a purpose, right? So, like when I was looking at like your the character designs earlier that were like kind of fashion inspired, like you have really cool shapes, but there's not so much a purpose, you know, and that's where giving ourselves a prompt for a project helps. And you don't necessarily have to make up your own story. You don't need to make up your own world necessarily. One thing that a lot of students do when they're first starting off, or you know, even like right now, is that they pick an existing IP. You know, let's say Legend of Zelda, for example, and they kind of redesign the world. So you already have a story. You already have the character dynamics of, you know, Link. He's the chosen one. He's supposed to save the world. He's supposed to, you know, save Zelda. You know, defeat Ganon. So you have the big bad, and then you have like the damsel in distress. You know, all these tropes that you can work with, but then you kind of redesign it in a different setting because that's kind of what we do on the job. You know, we're not writers. We're visual designers. We're handed a prompt. We're handed a visual problem, and it's our job to kind of solve that problem. You know, how do we make this character look grand? How do we make this character look shy? How do we make this character look like it can do what it does in the game? You know, stuff like that.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. And like even like just attempting prop design, I've realized like, you know, I need to figure out like the functional elements of a
yeah.
Yeah, half the battle is like before you even like put the pen to the paper, because you know, I'm sure we've all went on Pinterest or ArtStation. We've seen like some really cool like, you know, fantasy knights. You know, it's really well rendered. They got cool shapes, and then it kind of just stops at that. You know, there's not much there's not much else to describe. You know, this really nicely rendered, you know, knight in shining armor. And one thing that separates an amazing concept artist from like someone that's just really good at painting is that they have a cool idea. You know, they add a little bit more into the mix. Maybe I don't know, the knight is like a descendant of a dragon or whatever. That, you know, he has like dragon patterning on his armor, and then, you know, maybe he has horns. I don't know, something like that. But you know, just add another layer. Add another layer of, it could be culture, personality, functionality. Maybe they have like a unique job in this whatever society that they exist in, you know, stuff like that.
Okay, cool. And then, you know,
yeah, that's great.
Keep going on like the foundation stuff, like perspective, anatomy, you know. That stuff is
absolutely.
Always going to be important.
Yeah, there's no escape. Okay. Well, thanks, guys.
Yeah, of course. And you got the habit already. Like, you're clearly putting in work. That's the first step, is doing things. Now it's just the matter of what you're doing. So, all right. Thank you,
thanks.
Andrew.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
I do want to say we're going to keep moving on. We're going to move on to Kenneth, but Ananya is in here.
Okay, we'll go after this.
We can go over, yours, Ananya.
Hello, can you guys hear me?
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay, yes.
Is this Kenneth?
Yes, this is Kenneth.
Hello.
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 Kenneth is still a student, am I right? No, you graduated.
I graduated from San Jose State in 2016.
San Jose
I've
State.
mostly like revamped my portfolio. I only have like 5 pieces left of my old work, and I'm like working full time and like continuing to work on my skills.
Oh, okay. Are you working in animation?
No, but I submitted my portfolio in the Lightbox Expo database, and a recruiter contacted me for like a meet and greet.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not like, I haven't been contacted by a recruiter in the past before, but yeah.
Kenneth got work from Lightbox, you guys.
Nice. Lightbox
Well,
has been.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like a meet and greet, but like I'm hoping I could.
Yeah,
get a job out of it. Yeah.
something. Yeah.
Something.
Yeah.
All right. Wait. Hold on a second. Matilda, treasure, resume. Okay, it's called resume. Do you want to say contact instead for the menu? Because your email's right here.
I would put contact.
Also, make it so I can copy and paste. Like this is in the resume, so just write it out over here.
Okay.
All right. Let's talk VizDev.
Yep. So yeah, this is like this is the treasure of San Roberto. I took a class at the animation collaborative with John Navarez, and like this first piece is like kind of what I turned in at the end, and then I just like continued working on it.
I want to see these in color.
Yeah, like I would like to do them in color, but I think just because of like just like working, and I think for me to translate into color, it just takes me so much longer that I've started doing them in black and white, but at the end I do plan to like go back and add color to them.
Yeah, you definitely should, because that'll help with the mood. And I don't know if you want to get into
and
like
you don't
future,
have to do
but
all of them in color.
No.
Maybe pick the best one and color that one.
Yeah, definitely, but definitely have some color in there, because like
I mean, there's color
it'll be nice to make it like a cinematic piece, because they want to know that you do know how to use color. So
okay, thank you.
What do you think about his colors?
Let me look. I mean, they're pretty nice. Like, I really like the hues that you're using.
Thank you. Yeah, if you go to like the prop section, that's kind of like my most current like things that kind of show color. Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, sorry.
Whoa. I'm gonna mute you. Oh, there you go. Thank you. Wait, it's such a cool prop.
I know, I was looking at that.
I just realized
So I actually submitted this for like Netflix for like their training program. Yeah.
Oh, is the lunchbox?
Yeah, the lunchbox. I didn't get in or anything, but I still had a lot of fun.
Oh, that's interesting. I like the surface callouts.
Yeah.
When you're able to do like painted surface callouts, like take that opportunity, because that's something that, at least like at work for me, like if we can paint it, they prefer it, just because you don't have to deal with legal, and then like also, or you don't have to deal with legal as much, and then also like it makes it more unique.
Okay, I think color might be something you're lacking. Even when I'm looking at these with the color, it's a little monotone. Yeah, and it's the same thing we've told the other people before this. It's like when you have a warm light, you want to have cool shadows, and just that shift in temperature is really gonna help.
Which is interesting because you have that shift in temperature in some of your other stuff. That's what I was noticing. Like, I think it was in your, was it the VizDev section? Like that character.
And that's my older work too.
Oh, really? Yeah, you're getting like really cool hue shifts in there. And I do see that lacking in the newer stuff.
It's hard to juggle a bunch of things, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should we talk about these sets?
Those are cool.
I think one thing you could do is maybe work on like the alligator picture. The values feel a little.
Yeah, that's like my weakest one from like that whole series, and like I've already revisited one time, but yeah, like I need to go back to it and like revisit it again.
Clean up a little bit. Just
Yeah.
Just clean it up a little, but like your values overall are really good. It's just that that one stands out a little bit because like the values with the hands coming out of the well thing, that one is I like that one a lot. So if it had that application to the alligator one, I think you'd be really
Yeah, so yeah, like when I've made my first piece, like the office scene, I tried doing this jungle one, and like I couldn't get it to that same level, and I continued, and so yeah, but I definitely do want to revisit that one and make it better.
Do you feel like you're lacking anything? Like what do you personally feel?
So I like you guys mentioned the color. I went to like Lightbox, the first like in-person one, and like the feedback I normally get is like, oh, like I really like your work, I want to see more work. So now like I have more work, but I think I should have like I could have like more backgrounds and like maybe like specialize in like set design or backgrounds. But I hope I'm ready. Like I think I'm ready.
Don't worry about that. Just keep doing more work.
I honestly
they'll tell you when you're ready.
Yeah, and honestly, like I feel like if this were in color, you could probably start applying and get work. Like I think that the lack of color here. I mean, I don't know. I'm a total color person, so maybe that's just me talking. But you have a lot of really cool moments. Yeah, go for it.
Thank you.
I totally agree with Chelsea. I was in your position too. When I went to the first Lightbox, I got a lot of interviews and no jobs. I think the next step, because your work is really good, honestly, it's like so close. And that's so frustrating to hear. I totally understand that. I heard that a lot too. It's like, well, then hire me.
Yeah.
But now what I think you need to do is like just focus on making like these little things that we're talking about, like values and color. They will do a lot for you. But the next step is to be like showing work that is like your work is good. Make your next piece like really push it, you know, like
great. Make it great.
Yeah, exactly. You want to have that next piece be like stunning so that you can have whatever recruiters were looking at you, they will see that. They are watching. They're always watching. You have to remember that. They want to see you grow. That's what they're looking for when they say that. They want to see a little bit more.
Yeah, before I got my first job, I was close, air quotes, for like a year. So it can take some time. But yeah, in the meantime, just like make work that like, you know, is like flex.
Yeah,
really
flex.
Cool and impressive that'll like blow them away. Even if you got asked to do it at work, you'd probably hate it. But like,
I think I haven't like recently like applied, but I'll start applying again. And like another thing I'm doing is like just kind of being patient, because like before I talked to John, and then I said like, hey, like I just want like an art job, like anything, like mobile or anything like that. And he's like, oh, like, you know, do you want to work for mobile, or like do you want to work for like a movie or a show? I'm like, oh, I want to work for a movie or a show. He's like, well, then like you're going up against like really, really good people. Like you just need to like have patience. Like your work is good, but like, you know, you need more of it. And just like continue doing what you're doing.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. And I guess and if it's like VizDev, right? Like more sketches is good too.
I think more props would be cool, like call outs and stuff.
Yeah, like stuff that fits in the pipeline, because you have a lot of these like the blue sky mood painting, and you have the props and the characters, but they're all like finished already.
Yeah.
And I would like to see more like the pipeline, like you go through. Yeah, exactly.
That's for everybody too. Like if you are trying to get into VizDev, like you need to show that you understand the pipeline.
Because that's most of the job, right? It's not one painting and you're done. It's a bunch of steps in between, and they gotta like approve it. They give you revision, you get notes, you go back, and it's back and forth. So yeah, that's most of the job. So you might want to show some of that a little bit.
Okay.
There's some here, you know.
Yeah, like thank you for the feedback. Like I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I know when you like talk to artists, it's kind of like, you guys are like really honest, and yeah, like I think it's nice to like hear that you guys like my work, and it just shows that I guess like it's paying off, like all the practice.
Yeah. Cool.
Thank you.
Are you?
Thank you.
If you're interested in character design, just a little bit more anatomy and.
Yeah, this is like an older piece, but like as I continue to get that's an older piece too. That's newer. But yeah, like as I continue to get better, I think I'll like remove those as well.
Yeah,
or
and
like
it's-
I mean like the geisha, like I should probably remove that one. The second one maybe too. Like,
Yeah, as you do more work, that you start to push out these older ones, and then you got it. Just keep going.
Thank you.
And then maybe call this contact, and then have an email that I can just copy and paste, so I don't have to like
Contact.
write this out. Yep.
Okay, copy paste it. Okay.
Cool. Thank you, Kenneth.
Thank you.
Thank you guys. Really appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right. Ananya's back. Hello.
Is Ananya able to unmute? Because
she said she couldn't. Her mic doesn't work.
Oh, I see.
Can she
Okay.
type?
She can type then.
I'm reading.
Type in the Lightbox chat. Gotcha.
Oh no. I'm looking at you. I'm looking at your name.
Oh, she's.
Oh,
typing
hi.
right
Okay.
here.
All right.
Okay, cool. Are we saying your name right, by the way? Is it Ananya? I just want to make sure I say everyone's name right.
Cool. Oh.
Oh, these are nice.
Uh-oh. That looks
What, is
dangerous.
the mermaid down there?
That looks dangerous. Can I? This piece is so simple, but I get the story right away.
It's really nice.
The lighting is nice.
It's
Colors
very,
are nice.
very interesting.
It says that they want to do background paint, illustration, viz dev, and concept art.
Oh, there's only one page? Just... Okay, alright, let's go through them. Background paint, okay. Well, that's a lot of painting.
I guess my opinion on it is like the colors are really nice, but the textures and need to be a bit more organized. Like in terms of like the
Yeah,
hierarchy.
it's a lot of texture. And
Detail?
we don't know where to look, right?
Yeah.
This one's better. I like this one a little bit. The
It
texture
is.
here is better.
There might be some work you need to do on improving draftsmanship. Maybe you can also do clearer values, which is related to the texture thing again. But you have a really nice sense of color.
Yeah, your color's really strong.
Yeah, this is looking like an illustration portfolio, honestly, more so than like a viz dev portfolio to me.
Like
I mean, it's not bad for background painting. I think this
Either
is a
books or editorial.
I think you can also clean up your edges a bit for some of the pieces. Like just better define some edges. Because
Yeah.
if all of your edges have the same kind of like blurriness, then there's no focal point. But if you have some sharp, some more blurred, it's a lot easier to see.
Yeah, this is a lot of people have this problem, and it's honestly it's the texture brush. You gotta slow down on the texture a little
Go
bit.
get the
'cause-
hard round brush.
Yeah.
Use it selectively and like areas where you want that detail. Like in places where you want people to look, you want to use like the texture brush sparingly.
Like, you can do a lot with the default round brushes, and texture is really just like the cherry on top, but you really need the structure to be there first. And like this character, because I don't know if you like lasso it out or something, but the edges are much cleaner and it reads a lot better and it feels more finished. And there isn't really anything distracting here. And like, yeah, this is kind of like that too, but
that's nice.
Some of these other ones, it's starting to get like lost about, like, I don't know where the ground ends and where the tree starts, and I don't know where anything, it's just kind of everything kind of, they're very distracting as to, in terms of.
Go back to the one with the tree. No, not that tree. The other tree. That was like.
This tree?
No, yeah, this one. Yeah, your cursor is like not showing where.
Yeah.
So I guess for this one, right? Like, you have this one tree in the foreground. Now I can tell that your values are slightly darker, but the edges are equally as blurry as the trees in the background. So it's hard to see where your foreground tree starts and or ends, and it kind of just, the edges just blend in with the background so much. And I guess you could I mean, Dylan's like on a different thing now, but I guess you could probably add some more contrast to the characters that are in front of the tree. Like,
I think if you darkened that whole foreground.
Yeah, and the characters are blending in with the tree a little bit. Like, their skin color is like very similar in value to the tree. So you would want them to be like a lot lighter or a lot darker. Maybe not a lot, but enough for them to stand out.
Yeah.
So I feel like your work is really nice and can definitely get you jobs in editorial illustration, but I don't feel that it would be able to get you a job in biz dev. And I'm just saying that because of the lack of production pipeline. Like, there's no call outs, there's no props, layouts for environments, like stuff like that. And that's kind of like, you know, the boring stuff that is honestly the job, basically the entire job. So doing some pieces, I would suggest like doing a project where you're going to just do like a whole biz dev portfolio. Like, Dylan, if you go to like my website on Good Boy Sushi, I'm gonna use my work as an example. Good Boy Sushi was a biz dev project that I started, or that I did, and as you can see, it's like very like production work, like sketches and call outs and like surface call outs and just kind of like labeling things. And this is the kind of stuff that you're going to do in a biz dev job, because usually you're not doing those pretty mood paintings. The pretty mood paintings are reserved for the artists that get hired out, usually like very early on in the stages of making the movie. And they're usually the more experienced artists that are like known for their, you know, light and color and mood and stuff, which you could totally do, but I think that having that production work would help a lot. Yeah, someone said, what are call outs? So a call out, Dylan just said, a zoomed in version of the design to show detail or material. So like on mine, see how it says like, wait, Dylan, stop on the layout. See how it says like wall and floor patterns and colors? That's a call out. So that's calling out. And that's also a call out because that shelf is in that layout.
It's right here.
So when you're calling things out, and I'm talking on like a feature side and also actually like a CG side. When you're calling something out, you're calling it out for like the modelers to model and the surfacers to surface.
Actually, for me too, when I was on pre-production, I did a little bit of pre-production on my current show, and I had to look up a bunch of photo reference and like sort of mood board stuff for
Mhm.
designing locations. Because I think in TV, like pre-production, you're designing locations for the storyboard artists. So you have to design the space that they board from. You have to have well, we don't have time to like draw that stuff, but we just like slap in photos of what we referenced locations. You could
But
probably
yeah,
try
like-
finding work in color design, like coloring other people's props and characters.
Yeah.
What if she's trying to just do background design? What would you guys suggest?
Background design.
I'm sorry, background paint.
Background paint. I still think that it should have production work in it to show that you understand what like the animation pipeline is. I don't know. What do you think, Caroline?
I think if she wants to do background paint, she should have more layouts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pieces that feel more like backgrounds instead of
Yeah. Illustration.
Like
Something
illustrations.
cinematic.
Yeah. But I mean, like as far as skill goes, like you have the skill to do it. I think it's just a matter of making the right work that fits the job more. Because this is a very like illustration heavy portfolio, I think. And they're
Which
good.
is
That's not a bad
great.
thing.
Like
It's
leave
just-
these in there.
Yeah, it's
because
just
that will
not-
get you color work. Like that can get you like that will show them that you understand light, that you understand color, and that can get you in the position where you're able to, you know, work on a color script or something. Like on mine, if you click on paintings, like that was Good Boy Sushi was my Viz Dev project, but honestly, this page is what got me, I think mainly the job, is because I showed them that color and light is like my main thing, and that's what I love doing.
But these are definitely more like illustrations.
These are illustrations. These are not like, I want to let everybody know, you're not going to be doing stuff like this in Viz Dev. Like this is not the job, and a lot of us want to do this, or at least like this is what I wanted to do, but you're going to be doing a lot of props and a lot of like technical like turnarounds and or like depending on the job, but perspective is huge and stuff like that. And in these pieces, I kind of ignored some of those rules just because I wanted to focus on color. But
hey, read my blog.
Oh yeah, plug your blog post, your famous blog post.
What's the difference between concept art and
I don't even think I have a
illustration?
I've never seen this in my
I've
life.
never seen this either. Dylan.
That's okay. I get a lot of hits on Google for this stuff.
Dylan has a ton of
Yeah.
people that find his blog randomly on Google. It's
You
really
draw
weird.
I should make a blog then.
crazy.
More hits on my site.
I just want to add real quick to what Chelsea was saying about the fact that you don't necessarily get a lot of fancy work as a biz dev artist. It is important though to keep in mind everything you're doing feeds the other thing, right? Because all those images that Chelsea put together, they are a combination of all the skill sets that you will need to do that production work. And the fact that they see that she can put it all together is what got her those jobs. So they all help, you know, and when you're doing them together, you know, it's important to keep your skill set up on both sides, I guess is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Are we good?
Somebody said, what about difference between production designer and Viz Dev artist? I can answer that really quickly. Viz Dev artist, you are on an art team, and I'm answering this also from the feature CG side of things from my experience. You're on an art team and you have like however many artists, and you all work together to create the artwork for the movie that's going to be modeled and going to be surfaced and lit. And you work under an art director. The art director is the person that kind of like, you know, holds the thing together as far as like deciding like, you know, how like the art styles are going to go and stuff. But the art director works under the production designer. That's their boss. So the production designer oversees everything artistically of the movie. They're the big boss. And they're usually an artist too. They usually came from Viz Dev. Yeah, I don't think TV has production designers.
Did you go to that?
Too tight.
Did you go to that talk of all the production designers?
Oh yeah, my production designer was in that talk, the one that.
And then like people were asking questions like, how do I become a production designer? It's like you don't become a production designer.
People were asking how you put a portfolio together.
You're a VizDev artist first, and then you're an art director, and then you're a production designer.
So so it goes VizDev artist, and then above you is art director, and then above you is production designer, and then I believe, I don't know, it gets complicated, but production designer works really closely with the director. And then there's also like visual effects supervisor and stuff like that. But the way to get to be a production designer is having to go up those steps, and it's going to take years in the industry to do that. So I'm going to try to find that talk that Lightbox had.
I don't know how helpful it is because I think it's too advanced for a lot of people.
Yeah, this is it's advanced. just worry about being a VizDev artist first.
Worry about being a VizDev artist first.
Yeah.
Okay. A contact page doesn't have your email. Don't.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, put an email
here,
on there.
Right? Just have your email here so I can copy and paste it. Art directors and stuff are not really gonna use this contact box because one, they don't know if you're getting it or not, and two, sometimes they want to be able to just pass your email on to another person so that somebody else can contact you. Yeah, so just have it written out right here so I can copy and paste it. All right. Are we done for today? That was long.
Oh my god, it's 9.
I think so. It's 9.
Just like I predicted, I knew we would finish at 9.
Why don't you ever predict me winning the lottery, huh?
Huh?
Wow.
Oh, I can't do that.
Okay, let's not fight. Thank you everybody for coming to the portfolio review and all of our other panels. I guess this is the last one for this Lightbox weekend. And everybody on the panel and the reviewers, thank you guys for helping out. It's made it so much easier, especially when the power went out the other day.
Oh yeah, yesterday. Yeah, thank you guys so much. This week has been a whirlwind. I feel like we've had so many panels and stuff.
And you know, moving forward, like the Discord is here. It's always gonna be here. Use it. There's a lot of resources here, and hopefully that'll help you with your artistic endeavors.
And I think it would be cool to continue doing like little workshops and panels or whatever every so often in here to help you guys out, because it seems like people were interested. So we'll talk about doing that. And yeah, use the Discord, use the critique channel, interact, and you've got like we got 1,300 people in here now after all these panels. And there's a lot of people.
With like 800 or something, right?
We had 800 people in here 3 days ago.
It started with 2 people. It was just me and Chelsea.
Yeah. So yeah, use the Discord. It's a resource. We're trying to help everyone out. We want everybody to work and get jobs. So yeah, use this as your network and your community.
All right. I'm signing off.
Do we want to promote game night at all?
Or if you guys can play, I'm tired.
If we do it,
I'll watch. I'll be
push it
there.
back.
I'll be there in the room, but I'm not playing, man.
I have.
I'm tired.
Let me check how much. Cause like I think I have Jackbox.